Hello, my fellow griefers and trolls. Eric the Plague Doctor, 981YT here, and beekos. Welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online, my favorite multiplayer game of all time. So in the last one, beekos, we discovered a plot to kill our good friend, Lady Arabelle Duvox here. And, the Ascendant Lord is, spoilers, if you don't want to know, leave now. The one and the only, final warning, Lord Bacaro, who I guessed all the way back when we did High Isle. So when we were originally here, I guessed that it was Lord Bacaro, and I was right.
I can't in good conscience start the peace talks while the Ascendant Lord, the man I knew as Lord Bacaro, is out there doing who knows what. I'm afraid I need your help again, my friend. We must keep the Druid King's regalia out of Bacaro's hands.
Bacaro already has the gauntlet, my lady, but Count Stefan and Druid L'Oreal have the crown and staff.
Then we must assume that Count Stefan and Druid Laurel are in danger. If Lord Bacaro truly believes he's the heir to the Ivy Throne of the Druids, he'll stop at nothing to get his way. We must go to Galen and defend the remaining regalia.
What do you do, me?
Druid Ravana and I will get Zaji to sail us to Galen. While we collect the staff from the Stone Lore Circle, I want you to go to Count Stefan and protect the Druid King's crown. We'll meet you at Castle Mornard as soon as we can.
Alright. I'll head to Vastier and help Count Stefan.
I'll leave Captains Colleen and Suzo to guard the Alliance leaders while we go to Galen. First we protect the regalia. Then we stop Lord Bacaro, or the Ascendant Lord, or whatever he calls himself. Now, get to Vastier and protect the crown.
I'm busy, very busy.
Did you hear? I knew it. This was all the fault of those damn druids.
I thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Feda.
Search the castle. If there are more rogue knights, I want them in chains.
We routed them from the library.
I'm glad to see you again, friend.
Hey,
I just
he's a
wish your
count
arrival
now.
didn't coincide with another crisis.
Oh, I like his helm. I like his not helmet, crown. What's going on, Count Stefan?
A contingent of knights from the Society of the Steadfast entered the castle. Not in and of itself a concern, we are allies after all. But we weren't informed of a visit. When one of my knights saw them go into the library, she went to investigate.
What did your knight find?
She discovered them ransacking the library. They attacked her, but she was able to fend them off and summon help. My knights routed the villains, but we're unsure if anything was stolen, or if there are more of them hiding elsewhere in the castle.
It could be the Ascendant Order. They recently stole armor from the Society.
The Ascendant Order? The rogue knights that gave you trouble back on High Isle. What would they be seeking in my castle?
We discovered that Lord Bacaro is their Ascendant Lord. He wants the Druid King's regalia.
Then those imposters must have been looking for the Druid King's crown. Come, we need to check the library at once. And later, I want to hear more about your accusations concerning Lord Bacaro.
Don't tell me you put the crown in the library.
I assumed it would be safe enough locked in a case in the library until I could make other arrangements. We had no reason to believe the relics were in danger. Besides, I only returned to the castle a moment before you arrived. At the docks preparing to receive Lord Bacaro's ship and the relief supplies he promised. It never arrived. I suppose that was all part of the ruse based on what you just told me. Now, let's go make sure the crown is still safely locked away.
All right.
The library is this way. Damn their eyes, they ransacked the place. Let's see if the case is still here.
You're too late, fools! The crown belongs to the Ascendant Order now.
No, the case is empty. But how did they know to search the library, let alone behind the shelves? They stole the crown right out of my own castle. How is this possible? You said Lord Bacaro is behind this. I think you better tell me what you know.
Lord Bacaro is the Ascendant Lord. He believes he's the descendant of the last Druid King.
If you go back far enough, most Bretons have a druid hiding somewhere in their bloodline, but so many records have been lost. How could he be certain? Regardless, why the ruse with the peace talks and the Ascendant Order?
He wants to be crowned as the new Druid King, replace the Ruby Throne with the Ivy.
So Bacaro was behind it all. The attempts on the lives of the Alliance leaders, the death of the Archdruids, of Raval and my father. Wait, Druid Laurel! The staff, Laurel and Free, are in danger!
Lady Arabelle has gone to the Stonelore encampment to warn them.
Orlaith may have believed in a new age, but Bacaro is leading us toward the Green Scourge. King Cassarain's prophecy of the return of the Druid King. It predicts two possibilities. Either an era of peace and harmony, or a time of nature run amok.
What should we do?
Go to Glimmertarn and make sure Laurel and the staff are safe. I'll gather what knights I can spare. See if Captain Siravain is willing to aid us once more. I have a feeling we'll need all the help we can get to stop Bacaro and his Ascendant Order. Siravain is a mercenary, but she and her Gilded Blade proved themselves trustworthy against the Dread Sails and the Fire Song. Since then, we've been paying her to help with the relief efforts. We needed every ship we could hire. I won't know until I ask. And if she refuses, you'll still have House Mornard at your side in the battle to come. Now hurry, my friend. Go make sure the staff and Druid Laurel are safe.
Alright, let's go.
You're the favored one.
Druidkin! Oh, thank Ifray you're here. Something terrible has happened. This way! Rot in damnation! Lord Bacaro, he betrayed us! Lord Bacaro and a contingent of steadfast knights arrived with their usual crates of supplies. He took me aside, warned me that the Ascendant Order was after the Druid King's regalia. He wanted to make sure the staff was still safe.
What did you do?
Blight it all. But I did just what you'd expect. He's our ally. Or I thought he was. I showed him that the staff was safe, and he grabbed it. Ordered his knights to hold us back. He has all 3 of the regalia, friend. All 3. We tried to resist, but we were no match for his knights. Then Bacaro displayed the regalia, proclaimed himself the Druid King, and commanded Free to follow him. And they did. That's when Lady Arabelle arrived. Wait, Stefan, is he all right? As soon as I explained what happened, Lady Arabelle and her companions went after Bacaro. I told them we saw him leading Free toward Ifray's path. I stayed behind to tend to the wounded. But this smacks of the Green Scourge. I'll go with you.
Any idea why Lord Bacaro would take Free to Ifray's path?
How should I know how that blighter thinks? Lady Arabelle told me that he's the Ascendant Lord, which now makes sense. As soon as he revealed his treachery, his knights threw off their cloaks and revealed themselves to be the Ascendant Order.
You said he claimed to be the new Druid King. What happens now?
I'm not sure. Other than Orlaith, no one else has ever attempted to claim the title. At least not to my knowledge. Is it enough to just possess the regalia? Is that why he needs Free? To legitimize his claim? I'm not sure. Still, this is in every way. Everything I know tells me the Druid King can command nature, wield it like a tool or a weapon. If the title is taken by force, the prophecy tells us it begins an age of destruction. The Green Scourge.
Tell me more about the Green Scourge.
It's from the dream of Cassarain, the prophecy of the Druid King. One choice, one will, one binding word, shall bless or scourge all lands. Since those lines were carved into the Telling Stone, they've become the basis for our 2 possible futures. The blessing of the Green Reward, or the curse of the Green Scourge. One ushers in an age of harmony with nature. The other predicts a world under siege by an angry and vengeful wilderness.
Oh.
2 possibilities. One Druid King.
And what determines which of these 2 futures comes about?
The Druids have argued about that for generations. From what you found at Ivyheim, it's clear Cassarain believed the reward would come when the circles reunited and selected a new king, while a usurper would summon the Scourge. A tyrant like Bacaro.
We lost Bacaro in Ifray's path. Lady Arabelle is still out there.
Thank you, Nairon.
I'll
The Druid
try
King
not to
and I
fall
will
off.
take it from here.
Speed!
This is the trail they took into Ifray's path.
An outsider? Well, if this is Ifray's will. Come here.
Over there. That's one of Lady Arabelle's companions.
5 Claw! Oh, thank the moons! The others followed Lady Arabelle is very brave. Barely recovered from nearly dying, and already chasing villains into a desolate and scary valley. Hurry, 5 Claw. You must go help her.
Why are you out here alone, Zaji?
Zaji decided to To wait out here for you, Five Claw. Yes, yes, Zaji waited to direct you. It is easy to get lost in such places, yes? Lady Arabelle followed the Ascendant Lord. Should Zaji call him that now?
Druid Laurel and I will find them.
Oh, thank you, Five Claw. Zaji will go back to the Druid village and wait for you there. Look for Casca. She is a great tracker. If she hasn't found Bacaro yet, she will shortly.
They went this way.
Oh, wow, this is... Wow, that's cool. This is cool.
Look, that's the giant cat that accompanied Lady
Good
Arabelle.
to smell you, Five Claw. Rivanna thinks Bacaro came here for a purpose. He's not far ahead. Rivanna told me to wait here. She wanted to make sure that Druid Laurel or whoever came after us knew where to go. She doesn't know what the Ascendant Lord is up to exactly, but she's sure he came to this place for a reason.
So where are Lady Arabelle and Druid Ravana?
They headed west and followed Bacaro into Ifre's path. Bacaro left some knights behind to slow us down, but I took care of them. Did you happen to see Zaji on your way here?
Yes, he headed back to Glimmertown.
Now that you're here, I'll head back too. I could be more helpful at the Druid village than in a cramped cavern. You might not believe this, but sometimes my size can be a hindrance. Just make sure to bite Bacaro a few times for me.
The ruins on the western wall of the hollow. That's got to be where everyone headed. There's a druid ahead.
Not gonna lie, this
Over
place
here,
is
my
kind of
friend.
freaky.
Lady Arabelle followed them through that door. Lady Arabelle said you'd find us. Told me to wait here and point the way. She followed Bacaro, the Ascendant Lord, through that door over there. Go help her. I'm still not sure she's fully recovered from the effects of the poison.
Zaji and Casca said you might know why Bacaro has come to this location.
Just speculation, really. Ifre's path is a sacred place, and such locations contain power if you know how to draw upon it. Bacaro is going to need all the power he can get if he wants to press his claim as the Druid King.
What do you mean?
The Stone Lore Circle, at least, will never accept his claim. Not unless forced to. Not to mention the Three Alliances. Bacaro is going to need more than the regalia and his small army of knights to accomplish his ultimate goal. To rule all of Tamriel.
How is Lady Arabelle doing?
She's definitely on the mend, but she should be resting. Running after the so-called Ascendant Lord can be hazardous to her condition in a number of ways. Go after her, my friend. Keep her safe and deal with Bacaro before things get worse.
All these plants were recently torn away. This door must have been hidden for ages.
Oh, I like this loading screen.
That's Lady Arabelle. What's she doing?
Careful, dears, and watch where you step. Now, don't be alarmed, dear, but I happen to have stepped where I shouldn't have. I suppose I owe Druid Ravana an apology. The lingering effects of the poison do seem to have made me somewhat discombobulated.
What did you step on, Lady Arabelle?
A pressure plate, I think. Some sort of trap put here who knows when, and by who knows who. That can wait, though. I followed Lord Bacaro in here. He met with a group of druids. Fire Song, I think. He promised them vengeance against the Stone Lord. The nature spirit? Yes, they were here. I couldn't quite tell if they were a prisoner or not. Bakara did say he needed them to talk to Ifray's path, whatever that means. You need to go after them, my dear. Oh, I agree. But that's not going to be done quickly. And as long as I remain in place, we are all perfectly safe. You go on ahead. Druid Laurel can stay here and help me disarm this insidious contraption.
Alright, I'll go after Lord Bakaro.
Don't move, Lady Arabelle. Let me see what I can do.
Not a muscle, dear lady. Go, my friend. Find Bakaro and free.
Someone approaches. Don't let them reach the ritual site.
Ascendant Knights, Fire Song allies, witness the awakening.
Wrong. Dad, do not do this.
What the fuck? A wraith?
That felt good.
We shall start by punishing the Stone Lord, servant of Ifray. Come forth! Obey your king! Destroy the Stone Lord's
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
I've been waiting to try this out.
Here.
Come back here, Bakaro, you coward!
Interesting. An old druidic summoning chamber. I want to examine
Damn
this
my
carving.
clumsiness. If not for the fact that we were delayed by that trap, we could have been here to help you with that creature. Then maybe Lord Bakaro wouldn't have been able to slip away.
Bakaro summoned that spirit to destroy the Stone Lord druids and to deal with us.
I assume this was at least in part a test of sorts, to see if he could actually call forth a spirit and command it. Plus, he wanted to prove to his followers that he is worthy of the Druid King's regalia.
Where do you think Lord Bakaro went?
Somewhere he can further strengthen and consolidate his power, especially since he knows we're onto him. Druid Laurel is examining the stone carvings. Perhaps they can tell us something. Take a look and talk to her, dear.
These carvings tell an interesting story. Take a look, my friend. This carving shows the Druid King binding a spirit into Mount Firesong.
Oh no!
This carving is the spirit slumbering within the volcano. See the Druid King's regalia?
It's the key to unlocking it.
This carving indicates a possible future. See how the spirit awakens and the volcano erupts? It's a warning.
I always say, when someone gives you a warning, it's best to take heed.
Wise words, Lady Duvox. Wise words.
Ancient druids called upon the spirits of the green at their own peril. Only the Druid King was ever able to do so safely. It's why we abandoned the practice long ago. This is where they did it. At least where some of them did it.
What do you think the carvings are meant to tell us?
Like so much of the ancient knowledge that remains, these carvings are open to interpretation. Obviously, we can see the spirits of the green, forces of nature in the bosom of Ifray. Then we see a spirit slumbering beneath Mount Firesong.
The way Free slumbered before the Firesong awakened.
Very much so. And the spirit must be extremely powerful due to how sacred Mount Firesong is. I think that's what the final carving tells us. Let the sleeping spirit lie. For generations, that's been one of the Firesong's primary purposes.
What do you think all this means?
I think Bacaro plans to call forth the spirit of Mount Firesong with the Druid King's regalia. With a spirit of that magnitude, the armies of Tamriel won't stand a chance. Go to Vastir, and tell Stefan to prepare his ships. We must go.
If we're going to stop Bacaro, we're going to need help. Go to Castle Mornard and rally Count Stefan's knights. I'll make sure the rest of us are ready.
Lord Bacaro is highly in over his head. You know, what do I know? I'm just the hero of Tamriel. I'm the vestige. What do I know? I'm loving the legacy of the Bretons,
I
though.
thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Feda.
I feel it too.
Although I hope at the end of this, like, Stefan becomes the Druid King. Like, that motherfucker deserves it.
I hope you'll reconsider. This threat endangers us all.
The Gilded Blades aren't mercenaries to call on to clean up your mess, Count Stefan.
My knights are ready, but Captain Siravain isn't convinced she wants to join us in this particular fight. But never mind that. Is Druid Laurel all right? Is the Sacred Staff safe?
Laurel is fine, but Lord Bacaro has all the regalia and free. We think they're headed to Yifalon.
Damn it all to oblivion. At least Laurel is all right. I've assembled what knights I can spare, but we could really use Siravain and the Gilded Blades. Maybe you can convince her to help.
I'll talk to Captain Siravain.
I'd appreciate it. I've been banging my head against that particular wall for hours now. Remind her that if Lord Bacaro takes control of the archipelago, any safe ports she has on Galen will evaporate like a drop of water in a hot skillet.
Brilliant.
I can never get enough of the food you landbound eat. It's so delicious. The Lordling sent you over to convince me to help, didn't he? My answer is the same. Why should I care about your political drama?
Lord Bacaro has declared himself the new Druid King.
And that concerns me how, exactly? If druids want a king or not, that's their business, not mine. Sea Lord Nalos was my problem, and I took care of it. What happens on Galen next doesn't matter to me.
We helped you defeat Sea Lord Nalos and get your crew and your ship back.
Just because our purposes aligned once doesn't mean we'll sail side by side forever, mercenary. We both wanted Nalos dead, and now he is. That was a win for both of us. I'd need a more compelling reason to risk my crew again.
Okay. Captain. How's this? If Lord Bacaro and his allies take control, no port in this damn island will be safe for you.
That is certainly something I hadn't considered. I do like the safe haven that the Lordling has provided us with. And what was that about allies? Bacaro is working with the Fire Song? All right, you convinced me. My ship is yours, for now.
Oh, that is something I hadn't considered. Obviously.
I knew you'd come around, Sirvain. Let's meet at the Vastir docks.
Funny to me.
Look at us, off on an adventure.
It's good to see you, dear. And is that Count Stefan? Glad House Mornard could join us, Your Excellency.
All right, to Yifalon.
Captain Zodji's ship is... Come, dear. We have plans to make. Laurel, Ravana, and I talked during the voyage. If Lord Bacaro truly means to awaken the spirit of the volcano, he's going to need to do it from inside Mount Firesong. And since he knows we're coming, he'll throw everything he has in our way.
What do you propose?
Sleight of hand, my dear. Count Stefan and Captain Sirvain landed farther up the beach. While our allies draw attention at the main entrance, you and I will follow in their wake and find another way into the mountain.
Do you know of another entrance?
Laurel wasn't sure, but she thinks she remembers a cave to the right of the main entrance. Let's search around. If nothing else presents itself, we'll see where that cave leads.
The Ascendant Order's forces pulled back to the main entrance into the mountain. Sirvain and her pirates went after them.
The new Druid King is the correct path.
To break away. This is so much better than reading.
His Ascendant Order
barnacles are cowards. They flee at the first sign of a worthy opponent.
This tunnel cuts deep into the mountain. Hopefully it will lead us to Lord Beccaro.
These lava
Fire
vents
song
are really
druids.
neat.
Proceed with caution, dear.
The Druid King calls forth the spirit of the volcano. Soon, our enemies will perish in lava and flame.
Beccaro is stopped. We have to hurry.
I've been waiting to try the spell out.
Don't stop, my brothers and sisters. The spirit of the volcano stirs.
Wind vortex. Must summon. Keep them back while I sing. Now, friends, step into the wind vortex. Beccaro wields the regalia. He commands the spirit to awaken, and now the volcano awakens too.
Okay. Holy shit!
Speak, and I obey.
We're dangerous, huh?
I can't be stopped. Not by you. Not by the nature spirit. Look how the very mountain obeys me. Spirit of the volcano, send your avatars to destroy my enemies. you!
One.
Give up, my friend. We both want the same thing. An end to this stupid war and something better than the Ruby Throne. Spirit of Mount Firesong, lend me your strength. Give me the power to destroy my enemies!
Oh! Ooh! These guys are boss! Oh my god!
The Ascendant Lord, the Druid King. Soon, the alliances will be nothing but cinders and ash!
Where'd he go? 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 Ooh! We're dead, we're dead, we're dead, we're dead. Oh, this reminds me so much of Morrowind. How do we... Oh, this is super tense. I love it.
Big
No
mistake.
more alliances. No more ruby throne. The era of the Ivy Throne begins now!
I need energy. Let's get moving. Destroy the shards and I will absorb your essence. The wind vortex is ready!
Ooh, now that's impressive.
I need energy to help you. Destroy the shards and I will absorb your essence. The wind vortex is ready!
And the mountain are one!
I need energy to help you. Destroy the shards and I will absorb your essence.
A little help here?
The wind vortex is ready!
King!
You are not worthy of the regalia, false king! The spirit of Mount Firesong fled when the false king died. The volcano has no spirit to calm it now.
Oh my.
The false king is gone, but so is the spirit of the mountain. Without a spirit to calm it, Mount Firesong's rage will continue unchecked.
Isn't there another way to stop it?
Perhaps, if the balance is restored. A new spirit must fill the void in Mount Firesong's heart. I will be that spirit.
What do you mean, Free?
It means I will calm the volcano before it destroys the archipelago. Attempt to contain most of the damage to Ipholon. But I will need your help, friend of Laurel. Friend of Free.
What do you need from me?
Place the regalia to form a circle around me. Then command me to bind myself to the mountain. You are not the Druid King, but with the regalia and my willingness, the binding should hold. Then I will do what I can to quiet the volcano. I will remain, but I will be different. As the seed becomes a tree, I shall become the spirit of the mountain, and I will slumber, as will Mount Firesong. Now take the crown and the gauntlet and place them around me.
As you say, Free.
Quickly, friend. Place the gauntlet and crown to form a ritual circle. Now free is the spirit of Mount Firesong. Now the volcano will be still. Goodbye, friend. And thank you.
Where did you come from, Five Claw? You made Zaji's heart skip a bit, yes?
The volcano erupted. I got everyone back to the ship before the volcano fully erupted. But even so, I'm surprised we're all still alive. Care to enlighten us about what happened inside Mount Firesong, dear?
I defeated Lord Bacaro, but Free took the place of the mountain spirit. They contained the eruption.
Free was able to contain all that power. They saved the archipelago, the Alliance leaders, all of us. But where's Free now? Why didn't they return with you? You said they took the place of the spirit. What does that mean?
I'm not sure, but I don't think Free's coming back. They're part of Mount Firesong now.
Oh, poor Free. Their sacrifice saved us all. I'll remember them fondly for that. And you're sure Lord Bacaro is defeated? Without their leader, his Ascendant Order should fade away. But what happened to the Druid King's regalia, dear?
Free used the regalia to bind themselves to the mountain. I think it was destroyed.
It's just as well. As long as the Druids remain divided, they aren't ready for a new king. And I'm not sure how Emmerich and the others would react to another royal in their midst. Well, talk to our friends, dear. Then we should return to Vastir.
That's a whale of a story, mercenary. But I think I prefer having you with me than against me. So, at least for now, you have the respect of the Gilded Blades and their captain.
What happened to the Gilded Blades and your ship? Why are you on the Perfect Pounce?
The Gilded Blades handled themselves well, as always. And when Lady Arabelle sounded the warning, we headed to the nearest ship and set sail. For me, that happened to be this one. And your spirit friend decided to stay behind? That's intense. Can't say I'd have done the same, but I can respect someone willing to give up their life to save others. It isn't particularly the Sea Elf way, but still. I think I'll drink to Free whenever I sail past the mountain.
I'm sorry we couldn't figure another way to get out of this. Free shouldn't have had to sacrifice themselves to save the rest of us. I'm just glad you stopped Bacaro. Now maybe we can finally start to rebuild Galen.
It was Free's choice. They made the decision and asked me to help them see it through.
All this death and destruction because Bacaro wanted to dig up some ancient Breton legacy. If I learned anything from my time with the Druids, it's that they don't need a king or a prophecy to make the world a better place. They just need to do it.
So you don't believe in the legacy of the Bretons? Wow! They went there. Wow.
Don't be silly, of course I do. But that legacy isn't crowns and gauntlets. It's people. Born of humans and elves to become something altogether new. It's magic, druids, and knightly orders. That's the Breton legacy I believe in. It's the best of us.
Oh, they shoehorned in the wow. I like that.
I'm glad you were with Free inside the mountain, my friend. I'll never forget what they did to save us all.
Do you think Free is gone for good, Laurel?
Free isn't gone, friend. They've just become something more. As a tree grows from seed to sapling to massive oak, so too has Free transformed. They're still with us, asleep in Mount Firesong, keeping us safe from the power of the volcano.
But will we ever see Free again?
Whenever you want to see Free, Just look toward Mount Firesong. They're a part of it now. The spirit of the mountain. I need to tell the druids what happened here. Let them learn the last lesson the sower had to teach us. Sacrifice.
You know how I get when it's too bumpy.
Over here, my dear. Count Stefan and I have something for you. You're really making a habit out of saving the archipelago, and of aiding me. Thanks to you, we revealed Lord Bacaro as a traitor, saved the islands from an erupting volcano, and ended the threat of the false Druid King. Well done, my dear.
What about the Ascendant Order?
Don't worry about them. Without a leader, they'll quickly fade away. Now we just need to proceed with the peace talks. We're back on track and the archipelago is safe thanks to you. Now take this. Count Stefan and I wanted you to have it. We did well, dear, but the work isn't finished yet. I could use a hand if you're still so inclined. While I return to High Isle and make final preparations for the peace talks to commence, I'd like you to help Druid Laurel with one more thing. When you're finished, meet me at Mandrake Manor.
What kind of help does she need?
I'll let her give you the details. I will say this, though. You've certainly made an impression on the Stone Lord Druids, dear. Druid Laurel will tell you what she needs. Just don't dawdle. Finish things here, then meet me on High Isle. We've had the Alliance leaders waiting quite long enough, and I have to make some arrangements with the Society of the Steadfast.
The Society of the Steadfast. You really still want to work with Lord Bacaro's organization?
Despite Lord Bacaro's betrayal, the Society has done good work here in the Sisters and back in Tamriel. I'd hate to lose that, but you're quite correct. I need to determine if the Society is trustworthy.
How will you do that?
I'll start by meeting with Captain Marguerite. The Society attracted many good people who have done a lot of good work. I won't see that die with Bacaro. I want the organization to continue if at all possible.
Galen and the entire archipelago owe you a debt, my friend. You have my thanks.
The druids will never forget what you and Free did to save us. Lady Arabelle said she could spare you, and I appreciate the help. Before Free was taken by Lord Bacaro, they gave me something. Told me what to do with it if they didn't return. I thought Free was just being cautious, but I think they knew.
What do you think Free knew?
That they weren't coming back. Free gave me a pouch of soil. They said it was special. That they prepared it as part of their purpose. You remember how Free would go on and on about that. Anyway, they asked me to do something after they were gone. They asked me to go to the overlook north of Glimmertarn, to sprinkle the soil from the pouch there. I made a promise, and I'd like you to fulfill it with me. I think Free would want you to be a part of this. Will you help me, friend? Here, take the pouch of soil. There's a beautiful tree by the overlook, tall and majestic. I think that's the perfect place to honor Free's wishes. I'll meet you there. Free enjoyed sitting under it. I think they felt a connection to it, but I'm not really sure. The ways of nature spirits are very different from the things we know. They said to sprinkle the soil, and I think that's the perfect place to do it.
Is there anything special about the soil in the pouch?
Free said they spent a long time preparing it. That it was a part of them, a part of Galen, a part of the Druids. I don't know if they meant that literally or figuratively. It wasn't always easy to understand Free and the ways of a nature spirit.
Anything else I should know about the tree?
Free enjoyed sitting under it. I think they felt a
Okay.
connection.
Amazing. I have to write Magister Erin about this one.
That's the tree. Free was quite fond of it. Go ahead and sprinkle the soil around its base. I thought for sure something would happen, but this is wonderful. Friend, let me tell you what Free has done.
No.
Did you see what happened, friend? What Free asked us to do with that pouch of soil? It's a miracle.
You'll need to explain this to me, Laurel.
Of course. After everything you've done for us, I still forget sometimes that you're not a druid. Free had a special connection to the sacred seeds. They used their power as a nature spirit, as the sower, to put some of that magic into the soil.
So that means?
It means that the sacred seeds aren't gone. That the Druid King's regalia will return. Someday. Until that time, we'll need to protect this tree. Nurture it. I'll make sure that all the circles know. We'll find a way to do it together.
Do you think all the circles can be trusted?
Trust has to start somewhere. But we still need to gather the elders and form a new Drafa. After that, I'll broach the subject. In the meantime, I'll commune with the tree, with the growing seeds, and I'll be here when they finally blossom. I think that's everything, my friend. Thanks again for helping me honor Free's request. I hope they find peace and happiness inside the volcano. Anyway, I think you should head back to High Isle now. I know Lady Arabelle is eager to begin the talks. Free made their decision. Without their sacrifice, none of us would have survived the volcano's eruption. I'll find time to go to Mount Firesong, to commune with the new spirit of the volcano. Sometimes bound spirits respond. Sometimes they don't.
You don't think Free will talk to you?
Oh, Free will commune with me if they're able. But every spirit binding is different. Some can communicate freely. Others can only share impressions. And then there are the ones that more or less slumber, as Free did before they were awakened.
What did you find? Let me see.
All right.
I assure you, Lady Arabelle, I'm more committed than ever to the Society of the Steadfast's mission of peace.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Captain. Ah, good, you're back.
Lady Arabelle is probably going to take charge of the society.
Captain Marguerite and I were just having the most illuminating discussion, dear. Other than some misdirection at the end, Lord Bacaro never allowed his clandestine activities with the Ascendant Order to spill over into the Society of the Steadfast.
Are you confident about that, Lady Arabelle?
Yes, dear, I am. Captain Marguerite's reputation is impeccable, and I've begun to study their ledgers. Nothing is amiss. I'll get someone I trust to perform a thorough investigation, but the Society has done too much good to shut it down now.
And are we ready to start the peace talks?
Just about. Preparations are underway at All Flags Islet, but I have a task for you. I'd like you to invite Count Stefan, Druid Laurel, and Druid Ravana for the talks. They deserve to have a voice in the proceedings. Captain Zaji and Casca, too.
You want Zaji and Casca to participate?
I think Zaji and Casca should get to see the negotiations unfold, but to have them participate, oh goodness no, dear. So, invite Stefan, Laurel, and the rest, and remind Stefan I'm depending on House Mornard for added security. Count Stefan will be at Castle Mornard, and Druid Laurel should be in the Vines District in Bastille. Zaji's likely at the docks here in Gonfalon Bay, and Druid Ravana is at her workshop here on High Isle, just west of the city. We've been trying to get the leaders of all three alliances to the table since this whole affair began. It's been sponsored by the Society of the Steadfast. There are no guarantees, but this is our best chance to end the Three Banners War.
What happens when the leaders learn about Lord Bacaro's betrayal?
I won't keep that a secret from High King Emmerich and the others, but I will urge them to see the talks through, despite their less than honorable beginnings. This is a real chance for lasting peace, and I damn well plan to make that happen. Count Stefan will be at Castle...
Okay.
good. I didn't want to walk.
Make sure the Pounce is ready to sail the moment Queen Irene calls for us.
The Pounce is ready. I could use some quiet time for a change.
Maybe you spoke too soon, Casca. Look who it is.
Wow.
Always a pleasure, Five Claw, but you also tend to bring trouble to Zaji. And more work. So what is it this time? A Periite cult? Vampire armies from deep underground? What?
Lady Arabelle would like you and Casca to attend the talks as observers and guards.
Zaji and Casca are invited? Well, as expected, of course. After all Zaji has done, it is only natural to want him there to observe, and to keep the Queen and the others safe. But Casca too, really? Well, very well, if Lady Arabelle insists.
Okay. If it came between putting my life in the hands of Zaji and, I don't know, a fucking rock, I would choose the rock.
Zaji and Casca will leave for the islet at once, and will bring along a few of the Pounce's crew. A little extra muscle never hurts, yes? There is always a chance, Five Claw. It may be very, very small, so small that you cannot see it with the naked eye, but it is there nonetheless. This one does hope it works out, though. War is a terrible business indeed.
You know how I get when it's too bumpy.
Friend, what a pleasant surprise. What brings you back here so soon, friend? Not another danger to the archipelago, I hope.
Lady Arabelle wants you to represent the Stone Lord Druids of Hyel at the talks.
I'm neither an elder nor an archdruid. Shouldn't Lady Arabelle invite one of them? Most of the surviving senior members of the Circle are deep in discussions about the Dreyfa. Very well. Tell her I'll attend the talks. I'm pleased that Lady Arabelle thought to include the druids of the archipelago in the peace talks. As you have seen, events on the mainland reach even to our distant shores. Still, I wish we had archdruids or elders available for the task. Perhaps one day, but I'm much too young to be called an elder. Don't you agree? As for archdruid, one doesn't just receive that accolade. Only druids of immense presence and power ever achieve such a rank. Will I someday? We shall see.
Was all this bloodshed really the result of a druidic prophecy, Galfin?
I'm afraid so, Feda. Sometimes religion...
Captain Marguerite was as good as her word. Get those supplies distributed at once.
Right away, Count Stefan.
Friend, welcome back to Castle Mornard. Lady Arabelle told me to trust Captain Marguerite, and so far so good. The Society of the Steadfast restarted their relief efforts, and things have been moving smoothly ever since. But what brings you back to Galen, friend?
Lady Arabelle would like you to represent Galen at the talks.
Does she now? And what role would a minor count play in discussions concerning the greater fate of all of Tamriel? No, forgive me, friend. It's just been a lot lately. Of course I'll attend. Is there anything Lady Arabelle needs of me?
She also requests that you bring a contingent of House Mornard knights.
Ah, yes. After all this trouble, such a request isn't all that surprising. Very well. Tell Lady Arabelle Count Stefan shall attend the peace talks with a contingent of his finest knights at his side. Will that do?
Perfectly. We'll see you at All Flags Islet.
How my father ever accomplished anything with the constant parade of supplicants and requests, I'll never understand. Or Archdruid Revolve, for that matter. Now I know what it's like when everyone is constantly vying for a moment of your attention. No, it's not all that bad. Stressful, yes, but rewarding in its own way. You know, I really do like making decisions that help people. And I've even gotten the nobles and druids to sit down together. Once. Maybe my plans will work out after all.
Light it up. We have to find a way for the circles to work together. The Elder Tide are willing. Blight and damnation. Trying to get the Druid circles to agree on anything is like trying to herd fawns. But you're not here to deal with my problems. Not this time. What can I do for you, my friend?
Lady Arabelle wants you to represent the Druids of Galen at the peace talks.
Really? After you just saw my negotiating skills in action? Wait, you're serious? Well, why not? I definitely want what's best for my people. And maybe I can learn something watching the Alliance leaders. I'll be happy to attend. And just between us, the talks with the Druid circles aren't going too badly. I just lose patience sometimes. I want everything to happen right now. But flowers blossom when they're ready, am I right?
Wow, that's some shit.
What? Did Stefan say something? What are you asking? Count Stefan and I are getting along fine. Never better. And I'd rather not talk about this at the moment, if that's all the same to you.
I know the Fire Song have not earned a place at the talks, but I will come if you will have me. I must bear witness for the rest of my circle. and offer to make amends if I can.
I would like to observe this gathering of leaders for the Elder Tide. If nothing else, I will tell everyone there what you did for my circle.
I see everyone has arrived. Well done, dear. And I did my part as well. The Alliance leaders are already downstairs.
Did you have any trouble getting the leaders here?
Oh, just the usual hemming and hawing. I just applied my natural charisma and threatened them with bodily harm. The leaders do want a word with you, though, if you are willing to indulge them.
I like to think I'm not easily fooled. But not in 1,000 years would I have guessed that Lord Bacaro was the secret leader of the Ascendant Order. No one argued more eloquently for a lasting peace than he did.
Will the peace talks still take place?
The revelation that these talks were merely part of the Ascendant Lord's plan to seize power makes it difficult. But as far as we can tell, the Society of the Steadfast Intentions are pure. And I think Lord Bacaro might have outsmarted himself.
How?
Bacaro wanted to prove his worth. Show us that by blood and circumstance, he was the best suited to take power. Instead, through his actions as the Ascendant Lord, Emmerich, Ansgar, and I learned that we could actually work together.
So you think peace is still possible?
I think so, yes. I've come to believe that Emmerich and Ansgar want peace as badly as I do, and I'm willing to see where these discussions lead. We may not come to any conclusions, but isn't the possibility worth the effort? I think it is.
I love Irene.
Lord Bacaro a villain. Rogue knights collaborating with druids? And what was that about sea elves? This visit to the archipelago has been one surprise after another. I owe you a lot, friend. You saved my life, and you saved my realm. I've ignored the druids of the archipelago for too long. The few I've met over the years seem, well, quaint, eccentric. I thought their insistence on clinging to the ancient ways was harmless. But I forgot about the dark roots of their tradition. The weirds of High Rock distanced themselves from politics, but the druids of old were a different breed. They used fearsome magic to rule over the early Bretons, either directly or from behind the scenes, and they jealously guarded their power.
Do you plan to go forward with the talks?
Why in oblivion not? I've been here this long. What's another few days? If the Breton legacy has a dark side, it also shows courage and commitment. If Irene and Ansgar are willing to talk, so am I. But I wonder if Lord Bacaro had the right idea.
Dude, I love this. King Emmerich just wants to go home, sleep in his bed and castle, yeah. He's like, well, I'm here. I'll be damned. Oh, I love how in the High Elf chapter he's just done with people's shit.
Oh, not about the whole Ascendant Lord and murder thing, but about finding someone other than one of us to sit on the throne. I can't imagine Irene or Yoren agreeing to bow down to me willingly, and I feel the same way. We'll just have to see.
Kyber Septum!
There you are. And the hero of the day again. I knew we weren't done with the Ascendant Order after the assault on All Flags Islet. But I never imagined it was Lord Beccaro who betrayed us.
Are you heading back to Windhelm?
That's what my father would expect. But I don't feel that I'm quite done here yet. Nothing in my instructions covers what's happened so far. And Lord Beccaro's treachery calls into question the very sanctity of these peace talks. I wouldn't say that. I came here to do a job, and I think it can still be done. I plan to send word to the Skull King, tell him I'm staying, at least as long as Emmerich and Irene agree. Lord Beccaro may have deceived us, but peace is still possible.
Will your father agree with that decision?
He won't be happy about the way Lord Beccaro manipulated him. But when I explain what happened here, and what you did, friend, he'll support my decision. He really is an excellent king, my father. But don't tell him I said that.
Yeah, I won't, because that sentence makes me want to throw
Your
up.
attention, please. Lady Arabelle requests that everyone join her in the reception hall.
I love the touch of the Mosasaur skeleton that they got going on here. Actually, wait. Oh, no, that's a Mosasaur. For a second, I thought it might have been a whale.
Friend, may we speak? Finally, we get a moment to ourselves. I did want to speak with you before Lady Arabelle gets on with the important business.
What do you want to talk about?
I wanted... Damn, this went better in my head. I've never been as good at speaking my mind as my father was, or Archdruid Reval. Now, he was an orator. Sorry, I'm babbling. Let me start over. Thank you for everything, my friend. Now, don't start with that sort of nonsense. Of course I need to thank you. You saved us all. What kind of count would I be? What sort of friend? If I didn't let you know how much what you've done for us means to me. All right, I've taken up enough of your time. I know how eager Lady Arabelle is to get the peace talks underway. We'll talk later. Now go speak to Lady Arabelle and let her know everything is ready for her to begin.
Have I mentioned how much I detest public speaking? Goes against all my training as a spy and agent of the king. I'm supposed to hear all the important bits of dialogue, not recite them. Ah, well, before all that, I want to share something with you.
You don't need to do that.
Yes, I do. As we conclude this business with Lord Beccaro and the Ascendant Order, I want you to know how much your help has meant to me. Take this as payments for services above and beyond the call of duty.
Is that a
now,
new motif?
I have a speech to deliver, my dear. We stand here today because of Lord Beccaro, what he brought together through the Society of the Steadfast, and what he tried to bring about as the Ascendant Lord. Instead of dividing us, instead of defeating and conquering us, he showed us what's possible when we work side by side. And through the courage and sacrifice of many of the people gathered here, as well as the nature spirit free, we persevered and won the day. Now to our royal guests, I say, let's recognize our friend, and then start the talks.
Our friend has performed above the call of duty. I name them Champion of the Covenant.
Not so fast, Emmerich. I name them Champion of the Dominion.
Then I name them Champion of the Pact.
Your Majesties, please. All of that would never fit on the medal. Let's just agree on Champion of the Alliances, shall we?
Oh, very well.
I can live with that.
If you insist.
I love that. I love that so much. It would never fit on the medal. That's great. Oh my gosh. I love this game. Alright, well, beekos, this is the end of the legacy of the Bretons. Awesome. So, in the next one, we will be, pretty much just filling out, the stuff over on, Galen and Ifilon. It's gonna be quite, fun. What's this? Is this the map of Tamriel? Yes, it is. But yeah, we'll be filling that out, but until then, I will see all of you wonderful people in, GTA 5, where we'll continue the story mode, and just, I might just constantly push those videos out, because I just want to uninstall that game and never look at it again. But before we do that, let's see what they have to say after everything.
Well done, my friend. Well done. The Daggerfall Covenant will not forget your actions here in the archipelago, and on a more personal note, neither will I. Now, we can get on with these blasted talks. Finally. Thanks to you.
I love Emmerich.
Let me add my thanks to all these accolades, my friend. Your courage and resolve stopped a true villain from gaining terrible power, and you saved many lives. You have the gratitude of the Aldmeri Dominion, and of its queen.
Congratulations, friend. You earned every honor the Society and the other alliances want to bestow on you, as well as the gratitude of the Ebonheart Pact. I'll get the Skull King to issue a separate proclamation. He'll be sorry he missed all this.
I honestly would have been rooting for him to fucking die. Let's see... Duchess Alea.
You'd think the Knight Commander would have a nicer office. Well, if I must work here while my own wing of the castle undergoes repairs, I may just have to do some redecorating.
Mood.
Hey, good looking. Did you miss me?
I thought you left Jakarn. What are you still doing here?
I did go back to the mainland, but a new opportunity went sideways and it seemed prudent to disappear again. You know how it is. And I never miss a party. That's one of the 3 inalienable rules I live by. The other 2 fluctuate, depending.
Will you stick around after the party?
I might. I would like to see how the peace talks turn out. And Lady Arabelle implied she might have more work for me. Something more substantial than ferrying messages. I think she plans to ask me to be her partner. What? It could happen.
Jakarn.
The Society of the Steadfast will continue to provide help wherever it is needed. Whether war or disaster, we will be there to heal, to feed, and to shelter. I give you my word. Lord Bakaro's treachery was his alone. The Society's mission remains.
Hey, Dulif.
Well, that's done.
What's next for us, I wonder? I do like it here on Galen, and I enjoy spending time with Laurel and Stefan. But I'm an adventurer at heart. The sea calls to me. Perhaps we'll cross paths again, mate. Stranger things have happened.
So much death and destruction because a man spoke a few words in the ancient past. I think I may have learned as much as I care to about the Druid King. Now I need to look to the future. We all do. And we can, thanks to you.
So you're going to stop studying Druid history?
Well, not completely. There are still mysteries to solve, secrets to learn. But I also need to concern myself with the present, the future. What's next for the Stone Lore and the Druid circles? How do we move forward from here? I do love a challenge.
I'm not going to talk to these two.
Look around, friend. All these people are here because of you. I don't know what we would have done without you.
I'm curious as to what they're gonna, where they're gonna be going with this afterward.
Now the discussions to resolve seasons of conflict begin. This is an important moment, friend, and you made it happen. Even if the peace talks fail, good things will come of this. They must. And know that you always have a place with the Stone Lore.
Alright, here's Captain,
I'm not
Sirvain.
sure why the Lordling invited me to this, and I'm not sure why I decided to come. I suppose it's interesting to see how the various alliances negotiate. It appears to be a lot less bloody than the functions I've attended in Piandronia.
Are we ready to begin, Your Majesties?
I suddenly feel extremely humble.
Well, gentlemen, shall we?
I suppose we shall. We did endure much to get to this point, after all.
Then let us see how possible peace may be.
Oh, this is cool. I didn't know that... What are they doing? Okay, so they're going to a separate room. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Zadji.
Zadji worries about the leaders. Do you know Zadji once saw Queen Irene decapitate someone with a spoon? A spoon! Ah, well, out of Zadji's paws. But if you ever need us, Five Claw, Casca will come running. Zadji too, but definitely Casca.
Imagine someone who very clearly has ADHD also being a coward. It's kind of funny to me.
Peace. I wonder if they'd really do it. I've grown to respect all three leaders in the time we've been assisting them, but I know these are not easy waters to sail. Anyway, if you ever need us, Five Claw, just send word to the Perfect Pounds.
Alright, well, this is where we close a chapter, the chapter of the Legacy of the Bretons. I don't know if I'll be, I might just do all of that, all of this off camera since, busy packing and whatnot. Just why I needed this, just as we close this chapter, I'm opening a new one in my life right now with my boyfriend, but things are stressful with that right now. Crazy. But me and him will push through it. And I'll definitely be doing videos where I can. But until I see you guys in GTA, bye!